everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be working some more on my Colors of Fall junk journal. Y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We are live on Facebook. If you see the little red button at the top left, if not, you're catching a replay. I'm going to get you guys pulled up so I can see chat. We'll get started on this in just a few minutes. There's a new pop-up. It says, "You're now watching a live video." It's like, okay. I guess people didn't understand that before. Anyway, so working on our journal. We're going to do some fun little coin envelopes today. So these are from Dollar Tree. I've had them for a while, and I keep just forgetting to use them, honestly. But we're going to use them today. So that's what we're going to do. Hey, Lori. Thank you for letting me know the volume is good, Dawn. I appreciate that. All right, so I got a few people on here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that camera up top so we can get started. All right, bear with me while I make the change. Okay, that looks all right. I think my light's okay. I might pull this one over just a little bit. It's like when I first start, I have to have that light way far away because it glares in my glasses. There. Okay, so like I said, we're going to work with these little coin envelopes. And I got these at Dollar Tree. I'm sure you can find them other places, but they're just little envelopes with a flap. Nothing special, really. They come in two different sizes. This is the larger size, and this is the smaller size. So I'm actually using the larger size today. It is, as you can see, 3.2 inches by 4.5. Which is a good tag size. Let's see. I can zoom just a fraction. Not much. All right. So what I'm going to do with these is basically make a little double folding pocket. And I've got some prepared because I don't want you to have to wait for dry time and stuff, and I was using some napkins and decoupaging, so. Let's see. So I wanted to show you, I talked to you about holding that one thing closed with a paper clip. So this is what I was talking about, these little hidden paper clips. I have a video on how to make these somewhere. If you need it, let me know and I'll find it. But if you don't put a closure like we did on the other side, this is from Wednesdays. If you don't put a closure like this little wraparound closure, then you can just choose to clip it closed with a paper clip. It could be just a normal paper clip. I mean, it could just be your typical, normal paper clip. That's fine too. Or you could use a fancier one like this and hold it closed. And this one happened to match. So I was like, well, that'll work there. So I'm going to put that there. And I haven't decorated the others yet. I'm going to try to get to it during my break between this live and my next live. We'll see if I can get it done. But they're in here, they just haven't been decorated. So they've only got the insides done at this point. That's what we did last time, the paper bag pockets. So I have some pages picked out for these, and I've got some fabric that I am going to use for pockets. Now, you could also just clip them in when I finish them. You'll see what I mean, but I think I'm going to do pockets. So I took some fabric and went to my ironing board, and I sewed a little bit of the Pellon interface. What do you call it? Interfacing? Oh my gosh, that's not the right word, is it? My brain isn't working. Let me make sure it's the right word. Yeah, interfacing. Okay. This one happens, I don't know which one it is because it doesn't tell me which one it is, and it's one I have had for years, and I found it in like a sewing thing. It's one of these. I'm guessing it's just whatever is like a normal one for quilting cotton, because I think that's what I did last time, but it's not real super thick or anything, but it's got an iron on side. I only have a little bit left. And so I backed those because it will just make the pocket more substantial for holding up. This one's actually going to be more like a tuck. And then I have two more that are more like pockets. I didn't sew it or anything. I could have. Honestly, I didn't have time, so I didn't. But you could sew around it if you wanted. It's not necessary. This isn't going to fall off or anything. I'm just going to glue these in here with some fabric glue. And I'm going to do that first so that it can be drying while we make our coin envelopes. Hey, Angela. So let's go ahead and do that. And I just picked pages that I thought looked good with this fabric. This is actually the fabric I used on last year's journal. Let's move that out of my way so I can work with this better. So I'm just going to glue this down as a little tuck. I think fabric tack will work best, because the interfacing is, more like a fabric. But I've been using just fabric and sometimes doubling it. Sometimes I put a little like watered down glue on it to stiffen it a little bit. But I do like doing this because it's not so stiff that it doesn't still feel like fabric. Whereas when you put glue, sometimes it feels more like, stiffer. So it still keeps that nice soft fabric feel. This side I'm going to attach inside. So this is the side I don't want glue. So I'm going to hold that side so I don't get confused. And we're just going to run a bead along the edge here. I'm not hitting the frayed edge because I kind of want it to stay soft and frayed. So I'm just hitting inside there. And we're going to try to stick that down. I'm not going to go so close to my signature that I'll get squished in there or anything. This might ooze out, so I'm going to probably get my rag. I'm pushing toward the outside. If I just squish it, some will go in, and I don't want it to go in. I'd rather it go more out than in. That way it doesn't affect my pocket. And just make sure that you can still get something in there. Usually they're too loose, so try to make them kind of sort of snug. And then if you have any glue that's not dry, don't shut your book until you know for sure it's dry. You can take like a piece of muslin. I have a muslin glue cloth floating around here somewhere. There it is. And you can just kind of, wipe off any excess that might be peeking out. I can't really feel any, but just to be sure. And then I'll leave it open just in case so it can dry like that. And that's going to be our pocket for what we're making, or for something else. I think what we're making. I have a couple other ideas for pockets, but I think that's what I'm going to use. So I've got this paper clip just so I don't forget where it goes. And I'm gonna set that behind me. And we've got this one. So this one's on green. Make sure I'm the right direction first. I didn't check the other one, but it has that one picture there, so I assume I'm the right way. I always usually check with the center one because I know that that's got that landscape picture. Just make sure you're the right direction, and it's fine. Because sometimes as you're working, you know, stuff gets turned around. So this one's going to go on the bottom here. And it could go either way. It's also got the interfacing on there. So I'm just going to hold this side. Get my fabric tack to fall down. It's getting a little thick again. As the stuff starts getting thick, it gets slower and slower. You can add acetone to it to thin it out because it is an acetone based glue. I wouldn't add too much, as you might affect it, but it does say on the bottle you can do that. So I'm just going to put this pocket here. Kind of close to the edge there. Made it big as I could without going over. And same thing, I'm going to leave it open until it dries for sure. Just making sure it's oozed if it's gonna. I think we're good. So there's our second pocket. I like how these greens match in there. So there's that one. Let's set that one aside. And then we got one more for here. This one, I got to do a little bit of touch-up work to it first. So I've got me a note here. It says, add gold, folk art multi-surface satin paint to a white area and some lace. So I had this little area on here, and I was debating on what I was going to do with it. At one point, I thought maybe I'd embroidery it, but honestly, I just didn't have the time. I was going to put like a word there, but that didn't happen. So instead, I'm going to color this first because I don't like the way the white looks through the lace. I'm going to sacrifice one of my pieces of lace here. I think I have plenty for the edges of my pages. And I'm thinking I'm leaning toward the green. It's either going to be the green or the yellow. The orange is just too orange. But the green and the yellow both look good. I just got to look at it and see which one. It's going to have gold on the inside. Which will peek through these holes just a little bit. I think the yellow might work better. There's not a lot of green in these leaves, only a little bit. So let's go with the yellow. It's kind of it's a warm yellow. It's almost like a moon yellow, if you're familiar with the folk art paint colors. I think that's what I used when I dyed it, honestly. So I'm going to grab some gold. So this is antique gold. And we're just going to dry brush some on here just to kind of tint this because I don't like the white showing through. And I could just cut it off and make it a shorter pocket, but I don't want to do that. I want to keep it longer, so it's the piece of material I had to work with. So I'm just going to grab a stencil brush of some sort. I'm just going to use one of these little small ones from Essential Stencil. Actually, I probably could go up to the next size, honestly. Do I have another size? Let me look. Maybe, maybe not. Let me look. I know I have some similar. That's not even. Where's it at? Got too many brushes, guys. Nope, 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 nope. Where'd you hide them? I think they're in this can. too many. Oh, dust too. Ooh. I haven't lifted that can in a while. What's that size? That is a 6/25, 5/25, 6/25. I don't know. I can't read it. Where's the next size up? 8/25. I think I can use this one. Now that I've made a mess, I need to clean that can out. You could use pretty much any kind of these stencil brushes for this, or any kind of a stiff bristle brush. But we're going to try this one. Let's see, where's the paper plate? So I'm going to put this gold paint on here, but I'm going to move it away in case it spatters. I only need a tiny little drop. I'm going to zoom can I zoom anymore? No, because my journal is too, it filled up the whole thing on my iPad. So I can't. So I'm going to put a little teeny bit, and then I'm going to offload a lot. Okay, until there's just a little left on there. And what I'm going to do is just take that, I should put something down. Could just use cardboard, but I've got this silicone sitting here, so I'll just use it. So I'm just going to kind of tap into this material and get that on there. And I'm doing it this way because I didn't want it to go on heavy. And the Folk Art Multi-Surface Satin works fine on fabric. You can heat set it if you need to, but this isn't going in the wash or anything, so I don't think that would be necessary. But this way, any that's peeking out won't be just that white color. I'm getting that fringe a little bit too. A little bit heavy right there. I didn't offload enough. It's probably on the edge. Trying not to go too heavy so it doesn't get those darker marks too much. Plus I want it to dry really fast. So. Okay, now it's not going to show a lot, just it's going to show through the holes. Get that back out. Okay, so that's all you got to do. Wash that out with some water. I'll wash it later properly. Put this aside. See, I barely touched that. The tiniest dot is all you need for something like that. Okay, and then we're going to dry it. I'll make sure it's still just slightly damp. Do I have anything that's going to blow? I'm just going to hit it with my blow dryer real quick. All it needs. That's perfectly dry. All right, so now we're just going to add this lace on here, and I think I'm going to bring it up to where that fringe just slightly shows a little bit, and then I'll trim it. So I might try to get it centered with these little round thingies. Let's see where it hits best. Sometimes one position is better than the other. I think I can get 2 of those circles on the end. So I'm going to go right there. Right there. I think that'll be good. Yeah. All right, so we're going to glue that on there with some Fabri-Tac. I'm debating if I can show this fringe or not. It's a little low. I don't know that it really matters if some of that picture is peeking through there. It really doesn't. I think I'd rather show the fringe a little and just let that peek through. What if I did it halfway? I'm looking at what it looks like. It's not bad halfway, actually. Here, I'll zoom real quick just to show you. Remind me to zoom back out because I'll be too close in a second. So I'm going to put glue where there's not holes. And hopefully it won't ooze too much. Letting that fringe show just a fraction there. You usually have just a second to play with your position on the Fabri-Tac. So just make sure that's glued down. Now that'll take a minute to dry, so I'm not going to close it or anything. But that goes on this one. This is that paper I made. Make sure I'm in the right direction again. Yeah, okay, we're good. So I'm going to put this here. I'm going to hold it here. Do I need to zoom back out a little? I'm kind of close. There. Okay. So just one bead is all you really need. Again, trying not to hit the fringe too much. Let's see if I can get this to lay where I want it. It fills up this page almost completely, so right there. Get my cloth. Sure we're not oozing. Let me check this one. Alright, it didn't go over the edge. That's good. A little crooked there, but that's alright. I don't guess it's a big deal. I'm just going to leave it. I could have cut it more even, but that's alright. I think it's fine. So that will be cute. So a little pocket. Alright, so we have 3 pockets made that match our journal very nicely. Alright, save that because I'll probably use it somewhere. Throw that away. That over there. Move this up. We're going to set you. Let's put you right here. Alright, so for our coin envelopes, we're using 2. And we're going to use some art glitter glue. And the first thing I like to do is to tuck in the pocket flap because I'm not using the flap for this. I'm just using this as a pocket. And I don't really want the flap. If I keep the flap, then I have to worry about trying to make a closure and all that. And I just don't want to do that with this. So I'm just going to try and get it lined up approximately on that line and just fold it over. Okay, and the same thing with this one. You can use your grid if you need to. It does help sometimes. Okay, so we're just making a crease there. I gotta roll some of this Fabri-Tac off my fingers. It is making me a little crazy. Go away. Sometimes it rolls right off and sometimes it just doesn't want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to miter this out just a little bit. It is mitered slightly, but not quite enough to be pushed inside. You could just cut it off, but the problem with that is then you leave that loose edge there that's more flimsy. So I usually just tuck it inside. So I'm just going to miter it just a tiny bit more. Not much. Just enough to where I can squish it in there. So right up to the edge there. And then I'm just going to put some glue on here. And do the same thing with both of these. I could cut the sticky part off, but you don't have to because we're going to glue it down. But maybe if you're having trouble getting the whole thing squished in there when you're doing yours, you can cut a little bit of it off. It doesn't really affect it. And then just fold that inside and just flatten it out. Now, as long as you didn't go too close on your edge of your glue, it won't glue closed. Okay, do make sure you did not. Keep your glue away from that edge. All right, and then we've got that. So I'm going to do that same thing with this one. So don't put your glue super, super close to, oh, I forgot to miter. That's all right, I'll keep my glue off to the distance so I can have room to miter. So let me just miter that real quick. It's such a little amount. It really is just a 1/16 of an inch is all you need to get it in there. Just put that closed. And make sure it's not sticking or anything like that. All right, so now I want a little notch there so I can tell that this is a pocket. Close this up for a second. Ooh, it needs cleaned. It was kind of cloggy before I started. Honestly, I think it's almost time to be filled. All right, so we're just going to use our hole punch, our big one, if I can find it. I buried it. Too many things drying. I think it's this one. Oh no, this might be too big. No, I think this is it. What is this one? 1.5? I think this is the one I've been using. So just squish it up there. There's a line so you can tell where the center is. And just chop that off. And that'll just give us a little notch for our pocket. And then you ink it. Oh my goodness, I'm melting. I have the fan on, but I'm wondering if I accidentally hit my speed controller thingy. My bed is right below the fan, and when I flip my blanket, sometimes I catch the chain and I change the speed. Trying to find my ink. Oh, it's right in front of me. So I'm only going to ink one of these because I already got some made, and I'm not going to use this one, but I just want to show you. So just go ahead and ink anywhere you want to. You're going to be covering most of this, but the ink does look good on the edge. So I would just ink around all of your edges inside and out. Okay, and this is what you're going to have. You're going to have two like this, and they're going to be turned into a little folding pocket. All right, so that's how you get your little coin envelope prepared. And then you get to decorate. So I've got some that I've started and got little pouches for. So I don't know, do y'all want me to show you how I decoupage? So on these two, I've decoupaged a napkin on both sides and let it dry. And then picked out papers that go with it for the tags inside. And then, so that's that one. This cardboard you see, guys, whenever I put a clip on something like this, I put a piece of cardboard, because if you don't, this will indent it and you'll end up with little teeth holes in your project. Here, I'll show you up close if you can see it. Do you see those little teeth? They'll be on your project. And so put a piece of cardboard on there so you won't mess it up. So that's that one. This one I did with a different napkin. And one of these I have the edge that still needs to be trimmed because I wanted to show you that. Do you want me to decoupage? Nobody's answering. I know most of you know how to decoupage, and that's why I don't typically do things like that, because you know how. But there might be somebody who wants to see it. I could do one. It won't take that long. So here's one that's dried that I haven't cleaned up the edge on. Okay. And I did that so I could show you how I do that. So, all right. I'll tell you what. Let me just grab one of the ones we just did. It won't take that long. Oh my goodness. I'm really melting. So I like to use the matte medium. I just think it works best. It's not sticky at all when it dries, and I don't have any issues with my pages sticking together. So I tend to use the matte medium. You're going to want something to lay down. It could be a piece of silicone, or that's what you call this, right? Silicone? I think it's the right word. Could be a piece of this. It could be the Tim Holtz craft mat thing, if you have one of those. His little, I guess he calls it a craft mat. I don't know. This thing, you can use that. Or you could use a cereal box liner. Just something. Don't do it on your table. It'll make a mess. So grab yourself a napkin. So let me grab my napkin. I have lots of napkins floating around here somewhere. When you talk about where my napkins were from, I haven't done a, oh, he's too big. I was going to say I haven't done that rooster, but it's too big. All right, where are my napkins? I sat them somewhere. Hold on. I remember sitting them somewhere. And I was like, oh, there they are. They're right behind me. I'll show you the ones I've been using, just in case you, I don't know. I don't know if you could find them or not. You might could, but you never know. So these were from Hobby Lobby. That's where I got those. These were from the home store. These are Hobby Lobby. This is the home store. Home store. Home Goods? Home store. Home Goods. Home Goods. So one with all the cute seasonal stuff. It's Home Goods, right? I don't know. I think it's Home Goods. Anyway, so that's where I got those. So let's just pick one. I probably have one already cut. Maybe. I think this is my favorite. It's very pretty. I'll just do that one. I put this gold paint somewhere. I'm worried I'm going to set something in it. So the first thing you want to do is separate your napkin. So not all napkins are created equal. Some will have 2 layers, some will have 3 layers. All right. I don't need to do all of this. I'm just going to cut this in half. Actually, I might just cut off. I'm going to cut it in half first. Why are you using these little scissors? I don't know. And I'll just grab part of this. The centerpiece without the little bumpy edges always works best, but usually once it's decoupaged down, you really can't tell too much. So just pick a piece that you like, and then you want to pull off the layer. Now sometimes you'll get lucky and there'll be a piece and you can just grab a hold of it and separate it just like that. Easy peasy. Sometimes you'll be like this and be like, oh, I can't get it apart. It's not coming apart. If that happens, grab a piece of tape. It's going to rip your napkin a little, so do it on a place that you don't care losing. grab a piece of tape, stick it on there, and just give it a little tug, and it'll separate. Okay? And usually it'll tear. Sometimes it doesn't, but usually it will. Then separate. So you have one there. You can save this. It works real nice to cover things that you want to tone down. You can decoupage just a white piece over, and it'll tone it down so it's a better background. So save some of those. Don't go crazy and save, a billion, but save some. So figure out where you want your napkin, what leaves you like best, if you've got choices. I kind of like these. I'm going to go about there. So I'm going to leave it to where there's a little bit over the edge and just chop off. You can see through this. So if you can't see through yours, turn it over and do it. But you don't need to work with all of this bulk, so cut some of it off. Okay, you only want, just a little over the edge. Don't make it exact because you'll never line it up. It's too hard. And you'll stress yourself out trying to line it up. A little bit of matte medium. That's probably enough. If it's not, I'll get more. I use a brush. It seems to work best. You can use a silicone spatula thingy if you want. But honestly, I've gone back and forth so many times. I keep coming back to these brushes. And these are just some cheap white Taklon brushes I got from Michael's. Okay. So take your coin envelope, whichever side you want to do. I'm going to do this side, which is the front. And then if you're worried about touching it, grab yourself a pointy tool that you can touch it with, like something like this. So you don't get, because if you put your finger on wet tissue, you'll probably rip it. All right, so just hold it down. Now you're going to have to work fast because this typically dries fast, especially if you have a fan on. So put a decent amount on there because it will dry super fast and you want it to stay wet till you get that napkin laid down. Okay, grab your napkin, line her up as best you can. And I usually just kind of tap it. It depends on your napkin if you can get away with that. And then I'll find either a rag or a piece of saran wrap. And I just tap the rest of it down. Don't be super rough with it because sometimes it will rip. And then just making sure I don't have a ton of glue on here. I don't like it getting underneath. So I usually kind of check that before I continue. And then I put a coat on the top. Okay. And you can check for air bubbles and stuff. Usually it's not too bad. As long as you've done it that way, you got it laid down while it was nice and wet, it usually is fine. Let it dry. Okay? Wash your brush immediately. Don't leave that in your brush. A hint when you're washing these and you've got some sort of a medium like that in there, take your brush and squeeze from the ferrule that way. Don't squeeze it down into the ferrule. The ferrule is this metal thing. Squeeze away. And you can pull out a lot of that medium before you go trying to wash it. It just makes washing it a whole lot easier. Okay, so now I'll take that and wash it. I'm just going to rinse it out for now. I'll wash it later. Wash it very thoroughly, usually 3 or 4 times to make sure, because if you leave any kind of glue in those brushes, they will get hard and then they become unusable after a while. So that's it. That's it for decoupaging. It's real simple. Just let that dry. Once it dries, then you can get your edges off. I'm going to show you how you can do that. Oops, knocking stuff over. All right. So now we're to the point where it's dried and we have these edges. Get all my stuff out of the way. Okay, so now you've got this edge that's over there with the loose paper. All right. So what I like to do is typically I put it on the edge of my table. If you don't have a table edge that you can do it on, maybe a couple of blocks of wood. Okay. what you want to do is you want to get it stiff enough, and sometimes they're too flimsy. So if you use a piece of wood or something like this, you can line up where the tissue is just over the edge, and you can feel it. Okay, and when you get that spot, then you take a sandpaper. It could be an emery board, like maybe if you have a nail file. It can be one of these Tim Holtz little sanders, or just regular sandpaper. And just go down on the edge like this at an angle, and it will fall right off of there. Okay, and just move it over next to the next part there. The trick is getting it right to where the envelope starts, so you can get that edge off of there. Okay, and just double check the other side and see if you were far enough over. You need to be a little bit further over, I think. You usually won't hurt your envelope. I rarely do. But having a block or the table or whatever that you can set it against makes it so much easier than just trying to hold it and do it. I think I got it all. Okay? So then you end up with a clean edge, and then you ink it. All right, so that is all I did there. Okay, so this one's one we're going to use, so I'm going to go ahead and ink it. I didn't ink the whole thing. I inked most of it, but I wanted to save that one edge so you could see. So we'll ink that last edge. Make sure everything looks good. Same thing with inking. If you're trying to ink a really flimsy piece of paper, set it on the edge of your table and do it. You might get ink on your table, but most of these are water-based, and you can just wipe it right off with a wet wipe. It makes life a lot easier, in my opinion. Sometimes these papers are so flimsy you can't really get a good grip on them. Right, so all inked up. I think I did the other one already. Let's just double check. Oh, I didn't do the little notch. Like I said, I'm going to cover most of this, but some of it will show. All right, so there's that. We've got our decoration that I've picked out, which happens to be that magazine image. A couple of pieces of paper. I'm using a cardstock for the tags that go inside. This happens to be from that Art Options paper. That is a scrapbook.com exclusive paper. I don't know if they still have it or not. They might. I don't know for sure. But it's this paper. Art Options Spice 6x6 exclusive for scrapbook.com. Okay, so you can only get it there. And it's by 49 in Market, which is a great brand. All right, so there's that. And that's where this one came from. Let me see if it was this one. I think so. Is it? I think so. It's got a lot of plain pieces in it too. Pretty sure that's where that was from. Yeah, that's where that's from. And then this one is actually a Tim Holtz paper from, do I have it sitting here? I try to keep everything out so I can find it, and then I lose it. That's typical. Tim Holtz, where are you sitting? I don't think I have the name of it, I'm guessing. Do I? Oh, I might. I might actually have the name of it. It's this one. I'm not sure what they called it. It doesn't say on there. Does it say? No. Oh, there it is. Abandon. It's like, surely it says somewhere. Abandoned is what they called that. And it's his, what are they, 8x8s? But that was in there. They're double-sided. All these are double-sided. So I picked that one for that. Where'd my little piece of cardboard go? Okay. Put that back there. I don't know if that was the right piece of cardboard. Probably not. Oh, here's the other one. Get cardboard floating everywhere. All right, so we're going to decorate these. So what I'm doing is I'm turning them into like a little folding pocket. So I have one that I already kind of did. Where did it go? Girl. All right. There it is. We're going to get them confused, but so that's this one. So this one, I decoupaged the napkin, let it dry, put them together, and then I took a piece of ribbon. Yeah, you're right, Deborah. Abandon. I love 49 Market too. It's a great one. So this is just a piece of ribbon. I don't know where I got it from. Probably, let me look. Let me see if it says. It's a Crafter Square, so it's Dollar Tree. So that's where I got that from. It is a wired ribbon. I took the wire out. You can just push the wire out and cut it off. If you just like hold it and just push a little bit, it'll start. See if you can see. I don't know if I can get it to where it'll show. The wire will come out there just a little bit. It's too close. I don't know. Anyway, grab it with a piece of pliers and pull it out. Cut your piece first though, because you got to have it loose to pull it out. But so I glued this together with that so that it becomes like a little booklet. Okay, so we got to glue the other two together. I'm gonna try to do them all. So these are our tags. We're not doing anything with those. Where are my tags for that? Oh, okay, it's there. I'm getting them all confused now. All right, so this is this. So we're going to attach this one with these leaves. Maybe one, maybe two, I don't know. Just trying to be creative of things I use to attach them with. Trying. So, let me cover this ink up before it dries out. So these are just some leaves I had from probably Dollar Tree is my guess. I had a whole stack of leaves. I don't know where they all came from. Got a whole stack of them. I think I'm going to use these, but I might switch to a bigger one. Some of these are more fabric-y. If they were off of this leaf thing that I got, and what I did is I just pulled off that plastic so that I could use them in my journal without that bulk. So these were some picks I got probably at Dollar Tree, but possibly Hobby Lobby. I don't know for sure. Can't tell you that. But if you pull them off, then you end up with a nice flat piece for your journal. So I'll show you. I have one, I think, that I didn't do. Let me find it. It's not in here. It's here somewhere. I must have stuck it back on here. There it is. All right, so it's like that. The fabric ones peel off a little more difficult than the more polyester filling ones. There is a little bit of difference on how easy they are to get off of the leaf itself. But either will come off. You just got to play with it a little bit. So I usually just kind of work at it until I get it to start. And if I can't get it to start, I just take something like this kind of tool or something, and I just kind of work it under there until I do. And then once you get part of it to start, and you get one of those little pieces off, usually you can kind of just get the whole thing to kind of follow it. Now, if it starts separating too much and you're pulling up the fabric, just stop it and just give it a little cut with something to kind of release it, or hold it, or whatever you need to do. Like I said, this is one of the soft fuzzy ones, so they're a little harder to release. Probably because the fabric is fuzzy, so, you know, it probably glues better. But I just pull these off. And if it tears a little bit, it tears a little bit. It just looks more like one of those leaves that's been falling apart. You know how they get in the fall? I don't stress about it too much, okay? Then you get that little piece. So that's what I do so I can use them, because this is bulky. This is a good 1/16 of an inch, sometimes an 1/8 of an inch. I'm not sure if a heat tool would work or not. I haven't tried it. It might. It's possible. It is very possible that it could work. But that's how I got those off of there. I'm just debating if I want to use this little one or if I want to use this big one, because I'm trying to hold a little more than what I have there. I'm leaning toward the bigger one. I was going to use 2. I thought I might use like one there and then this one below it. Try and see which way I folded that, because I folded it once already. Like that. But I just want to close this up somehow. So I'm debating if I want to do that or if I just want to use one. One takes up a little bit more, but it's not a big deal. It's still pretty. I don't know. I might try just one. I have this brown one too. This brown one, see, that one fell apart. You wouldn't notice it glued down on a page, but for this, it won't work as well. So I want one that's still got some structure to it and didn't fall apart too much when I was messing with it. So this is one that's more the polyester type. I don't know how to explain it because you can't feel it. You can't feel what I feel. This one's definitely more fuzzy than these. Let's see what this one looks like. I might use this one. Mostly because it doesn't have a spot that tore in the middle. And I can glue these to a page and they'll be fine. There's also burlap ones, but they're really a pain to deal with, so I wouldn't suggest using the burlap ones. Now I have an oak one too. Yeah, I don't want the oak. I like the maple. Alright, so let's glue this on here. I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac because it is a type of fabric. It will take a minute to dry, but is what it is. So what you want to do is get your 2 pieces together. It's best if there's a tiny gap, but usually because you're gluing it with the 2 pieces together, it will automatically make a gap there because it's kind of going around that edge. So it shouldn't be an issue, but just make sure they're lined up. I don't know if all of these little bags are created equal. They should be, but you know, who's to say? So I usually line it up and just give it a little clip. It might make some marks on there, but I'm not going to leave it too long. These leave teeth marks real easy. I could use my flat ones. They don't leave marks. My little one. But I've got them all over the room. I don't know where they are. But just secure it so it doesn't come apart. Make sure you're on the right side and all that. And we're just going to glue this so that it's in half. Now, if you want to get it on the line there, see that line is definitely not center. Definitely not. That's way off center. So we're just going to fold the maple leaf in half. Because I don't know what's up with that line. So might look a little odd because it's off center, but not much I can do about that unless I pick another one. And I don't know if I have another one like this, do I? I might. Let me look. I have a smaller one. Is it too small? I'm just trying to get a decent amount covered. So do I want it to be not on the line? Do I care? I could make it the back not on the line, or I could just do it on the line. And you know what? I'm just going to fold on their line. Even though their line isn't in the middle, it will make more sense. It'll look like it makes more sense. So we're just going to fold on the line. And by the line, I mean their fake drawn vein. I'm going to put the back piece on first. So I'm just going to put glue on the back. You might want your silicone down for this if you feel like you're going to get glue everywhere. It's not, I don't think it's so thin that the glue is going to go through a lot, but it might go through a little. Probably could spread it out, but I'm not going to bother. So, and then you want to just get it right on that line. So you might need to try to aim good. Just try to line it up. Already touched, so we'll just move it. Fabri-Tac, like I said, Fabri-Tac's fairly forgiving. Yeah, it goes through for sure. It's sticky. It's a little bit sticky. So I'm just gonna, let's see, what else do I have? I have silicone somewhere here. Let's try that. So you want to get it on there real good. It's got to hold this envelope together. That'll be good. So it's still a little bit wet. So if you're worried about your table, grab some silicone or something. I lost my blue piece. Where'd it go? I have no idea. Wow. Really? I've got my pink one. I don't know where the blue one went. Here, we'll just use the pink one. Just in case it's sticky. And we're going to do the other part. Make sure I'm still together. I'm not going to put glue in the center there. I want that to remain kind of loose. So I'm kind of just going to stay away from that center. Like an 1/8 of an inch or so. Okay. Just fold that over. You don't have to go super tight. I think this will be cute. I was watching somebody do a tabbed journal. Now, I actually have never done a tabbed journal, and they're really cute. Who was it I was watching? I don't remember. Everybody does tab journals, so it's not like it was anything new. But I was watching somebody do one, and I was thinking, wow, I wonder what else I could use to hold two together. I was like, I could use a fabric or a leaf, or, you know, I'm just looking around my room and I'm like, what could I use? And I saw these leaves and I was like, I could totally use one of these leaves. It's not like a tab journal, but it's the same kind of concept. You're holding two pieces together. You may not know what a tab journal is, so there's always that. But now this is going to stay wet for a minute. I'm just going to open it, make sure I've got the right amount. So I want about that much of a gap, just so it has a little bit of a gap. That just means it'll open and close easily and lay flat. So there's that one. We're going to let that dry. Set it up there. So we have one with ribbon, and we have one with a leaf. And this last one, I'm going to do with, I think a different kind of ribbon maybe, or fabric. I'll see what looks good on it. Let me put this pen back in here temporarily. I need to clean some of this glue off my fingers. It should be dry by the time we get back to that, guys. All right, so, I mean, you could even use little scraps of fabric to do this. That's fine. You could use your ribbons, you know, some sort of ribbon. You know, like, I got this brown ribbon, little pieces of that. It's a little more holey than I want, I think. So maybe not that one. I have this leaf one. So I think I'm going to use it. I tested it out to make sure it would glue because it's that grosgrain, is that the right word? Kind of ribbon. And it's sometimes it could be a pain to glue. So I did a little test somewhere. I had it a second ago. Yeah, there it is. I did a little test with my sunflower one because I have a sunflower one too. And it seems to glue just fine. So, this one. They're both from Dollar Tree, right? Yep, both from Dollar Tree. But that's that ribbon that's got that weird feeling to it. I think it's grosgrain. I don't know, something like that. So we're going to use this because it's got these little leaves and it's brown and I think it'll match. So I think we'll just do 2 leaves and that should be about the right size. And then I'll do 3. I think 3 down is good. Now this stuff does fray like crazy. Once it's glued, it won't be an issue, but it does fray really bad. So if you're worried about it fraying before you get it glued down, you might want to take yourself a little bit of heat and just kind of touch the edge of that. Don't burn the house down. Just so it doesn't continue unraveling on you, because it'll definitely unravel. So I need 3 of these pieces. Where'd that go? Get these from Dollar Tree. They're not terrible, but sometimes they don't work very well. And this one's, I think, a neon one, which is really weird. I bought a neon one the other day, and the lighter fluid burns neon, literally. And I gave the one I bought the other day to Dave, but it was bright, like blue. It was crazy. First time I lit it, I was like, what is going on? Because I didn't know it was neon. I didn't pay attention when I bought it. And this one this one glows kind of a pinkish. I don't know if you can see it. It takes a second before it starts glowing, but it's like a purpley pink color. It's very weird. So it doesn't take much to heat those up. All right, anyway, let's do that. We've got 3 tabs. Let me close this back up, get it out of the way. And we're going to figure out where we want our tabs. So first we're going to get our envelope together. So line her up to where she's straight. Go ahead and put some clips on there. I'm just going to use another one of those. They're smaller. I like them better. The pink ones are nice, but they're too fat. All right. So, like I said, I'm just going to make it so there's a leaf on the front and a leaf on the back. So I'm going to try to line these up, figure about where I want them. So, out there. I'm just eyeing it. If you want to be exact, you could measure, but I'm just going to eye it and then I'll mark it. approximately there, I think. So let me find like a pencil or something. None of my pencils are sharp. Try to hold it in place. I'm just going to put a line on this bottom, I think. And I'm going to stop where I want it to stop, because it's going to be hard to put the lines. I don't want marks everywhere. I want to be able to try to cover it. Because I don't know if I can erase this on this decoupaged fabric napkin. It probably won't erase very easily. Alright, so we'll do that. So now I've got just some straight lines there. I can't quite see the end of that one. I'm just going to mark it. Just a little straight edge there. Try to get them somewhat straight. Alright, so glue. I'm going to do the front first since I have it marked, and then I can just fold it over. Usually I do it the other way, but where'd my glue go? There it is. So I want a little bit on the front. So I'm going to see about where I need to stop. Logically, it should be about not quite halfway. And then I'm just going to put it right over that line. It'll drop it just slightly, but that's okay. I'd rather cover the line. Come on. My thing is spinning, so I can't see y'all's chat. I'm going to have to refresh it. I assume I'm still recording, but sometimes that thing just starts spinning. Let me look at my iPad, make sure I'm good. Yep, I'm good on my iPad. Okay. Oh, it quit spinning. Good. This one's starting to fray. I didn't quite get it hot enough. I'm just going to melt that real quick. There. Just don't want it fraying. Make sure I'm the right way. Okay. I think that's fairly straight. Make sure these are stuck good. All right, and then we'll flip it. I'll stay away from that center just a little. I just don't want to affect the opening. I have glue everywhere, guys. Try to spread that out just a little. All right. And then just fold them over. Oh, that one's long. Didn't even notice it was so much longer, but it's on the back, so I won't stress about it. It was probably my first one. There. Make sure we open. Yep. Okay. So we're going to let this dry for a minute. I'm going to throw a piece of cardboard on here. I'm just going to set that aside, let it dry for a second. We'll go back to a different one. Get some of this glue off my fingers. And put my pen in. Okay. So now I need to cover the insides. So this one went to the one we just did, so we can't do that one yet. So that one, I think, yes. Yeah. I'm trying to remember which ones are which. That one goes to that one. So this one is this is this one, I think. should have kept them together. Now I'm confused. And I think this is this one. Do I not have anything picked out for this one? I guess I don't have a decoration picked out for it. Okay, I'll have to pick one. We can do that. All right, so these leaves I thought would look nice inside. And these will be the tags. So these were just, like I said, that magazine image I chopped apart. So it was like one big image with these on it. Had all of this. Okay, I showed it to you last time. But we're going to use these. So we're going to glue this on here. Now I've already got that notch cut, and that's fine. I might have to re-notch it just a little bit. I don't know that I could notch at first. Lining it up might be a challenge. It's kind of flimsy for notching though. So I'm a little worried about that. Maybe I should try notching it first. Only because if I don't, I might not be able to. I don't want to go that far down, so I'm gonna try to notch it. I gotta put cardboard behind it because it's never gonna cut right. It's just too flimsy. Let me find a piece of scrap. I know I had some here the other day I was using. If I can find it. Well, I'll just use this one. It looks like I've been chopping with it anyway. So I'm going to set that there and try to just make a notch. Doesn't need to be as deep as that one, so I'm going to go about half. And hopefully I'll be in about the same spot. I'm worried that I won't be able to line it up, so yeah, that's pretty close. And then we'll do this one. This one a little bit more because that one's higher. But putting a piece of cardboard behind just helps you be able to work with this flimsy stuff. Should be about there. Yep, that works. Debating if I want to cut this one anymore. I could actually notch this one just a fraction more. Just a little. That'll work. Okay, we're going to glue these on here. Now for this I can just use normal art glitter. I think it'll be alright. It's a little thin, but it should be fine. I don't want to use the glue stick. I used a glue stick to try to glue the flaps inside the envelopes yesterday because I thought that would work fine. And the glue stick did not stick at all. It totally came loose once it dried. I don't know if the envelope material it's got a little bit of a shininess to it. So I don't know if that was why. Usually my glue stick I don't have any issues with. But it definitely did not work, so. Try to line that up. Okay, we'll do this one. So go through your magazines. If you have old magazines, go through your magazines. You never know what you might find. Now, I have put probably a matte medium, possibly a matte varnish over the top of these magazine images to take away the shine. I have a video on that and how to do it. But in a nutshell, I just use a sponge and I dab it on there. One of the makeup wedge sponges. And it takes away the shine. So all these have already been treated. That's why they're not super shiny. Try to line that notch up. I'm trying to be gentle because this magazine piece is a little bit thin. Okay, it's there. So there's our inside. And we're going to decorate it a little bit more so it's pretty. Might let it dry for a second. What do I have? What's the second one I had? Oh, I didn't have anything. All right, we'll wait. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with these. They're going to go inside the pocket. I think I got them the right size. Yeah. So they're going to go inside, and they need like a tab, and then they'll need something on them. I don't know. I could possibly put one of the transfers on them if I have one that'll show. Let's see, what do I got? I have a lot of those transfers. I'm going to use 2 on Sunday. See if I have any that I would want to put on there. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm looking at it off camera because it's bulky. They might be too big. All right, let's see. What else do we have? We could do possibly some embellishments. I had an embellishment page here somewhere. Where's it at? Fall Bounty. Not this one. There's another one. Oh, there it is. I found it. I was going to do this on something. Don't remember what, but we'll figure it out. I took pictures. Did I print the pictures so that I could use them? No, I did not, because I forgot to. So I'm going to take y'all, grab this camera, and see if I can find my pictures, guys. Because I got to remember what I did, and I don't remember now. Where is my picture? Alright, so I used that on this one and this one. Okay, so I have a deer. I was going to print a smaller deer, and I didn't. And a circle. And one of these apple barrel thingies. A ticket. And a stamp. And then I have looks like coyote. Thanksgiving. I think I have that fits okay. I had a smaller one too. I printed some more out. I might have a deer. I don't think I printed it though. Sometimes I tell myself to do things and it doesn't happen. All right, so that's what my pictures are. All right, let me get you guys pulled back up so I can see you. Okay. So, I still don't know what I'm going to do with this, but this is what I was going to do with the tags. So, let's attempt to do that. So, I think I wanted to put the fox, coyote, whatever it is. It kind of looks like a fox, but it kind of looks like a coyote. This I wanted to cover. It says like Players cigarettes there or something. I don't want that showing, so I don't remember exactly how I did this, but we're going to make it look okay. Something like that. And then I don't know if I'm going to make it tag shaped or not. So I might keep it low enough that I can put a little hole in there. I wonder if I have a smaller one of those. So this one here, I think I wanted the circle behind. A little birdie there somewhere. And then maybe this behind here. Maybe maybe behind like that. I'll see if I have that smaller deer. If not, we'll use that one. All right, so that's a little close. Let me see. I know I printed some more out. Let's see if I got any smaller ones. What do we got? We got an acorn. Ooh, I like the acorn. I might use that acorn. I have a smaller Thanksgiving, but that one fits good. So we'll keep that one. What else do I have? I was going to possibly use these as cards for the others. But this one I wanted to do more of a collage on. I'm not seeing a smaller one of those little pieces. Let's see. What do we got here? We got mushrooms. Flowers. What's that one? There's an apple barrel over there already, so I don't want to use that again. I have an owl. I do like this owl. We've got to put him somewhere. All right. Oh, here's one that's smaller. Let's see. Because I'm going to cut off some of that, so that might work better. Okay, let's try that. I gotta figure out where I can put that owl. I took the time to fussy cut them. I gotta stick them somewhere. I might put them on one of these. Yeah, maybe. We'll put it somewhere. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm running out of time. I'm out of time. Oh no. I hate running out of time, guys. All right, let's get these glued on. All right, so we'll start with, looks like that coyote is the lowest. So put the coyote right about there. Am I going to ink or not? Let's, if we ink, we're going to ink super, super, super quick because it's just going to take too much time up. Let's get this guy on here. Fox or whatever he is. I don't know because his shape is very much coyote, but his colors are very much fox. So I don't know. I have no idea what kind of a critter. I'm not sure. Isn't that funny? Do y'all think it looks like a fox? Maybe it is a fox. And I just think it looks like a coyote. Find it. Oh my goodness, my tummy's a gargling. I'm sorry if you can hear it. All right, let me make sure this was over the top. Was this under or over? I think it was above. Yeah. I think this is next. I'll never remember. We'll just make it look okay. It'll be fine, right? Thought I had it. When you think you've grabbed it with your tweezers, but you haven't. All right, quit sticking everything. Okay, so there's that. And yeah, I think in the middle there. I tried to do some prep so that I wouldn't, you know, not get anything done. Put this here maybe. No, because I'm going to put this down here. Let's put this maybe there. I'm trying to cover up the word I don't want. I might need something else on here. It's not big enough now. Where's the other one? Let's go back to the other one. Maybe I'll use this. What is this? I don't know what it is, but I gotta cut some of it off. These are all from Fall Bounty kit from the Junk Journal Studio. Where did the other piece go? Lost it. This is it. There. I'm debating if I have room for a hole. I would love to put a hole, but I might just put a fold tab. I think it's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to grommet it or put an eyelet. I'm just going to put a fold tab so that I can use this one because it fits over that word best. And for me, that's important. So I didn't eat dinner. I didn't want to eat dinner before my live because sometimes it messes with my tummy. I think I'm gonna put that one there. I'm not going to ink this one. So I'm going to eat dinner after. But y'all know I'm up till like 5 a.m. so it's not that unusual for me to eat super late. I think hubby just left for work, so he won't be home till probably 2 or 3 a.m. Was there something else there? No, I think that was it. Kind of cover that a little bit. That's cute, right? I like it. All right, so there's that one. Let's do this one real quick. So this deer's a tiny bit big. Let's see if I can trim it some. I'm just going to take off up to the line and see if it fits. It's like a border. I was going to leave it, but actually I was going to print another one, and I guess I forgot. Will it fit? Yep, just barely. Okay, we're good. Just darken that back up. I think I need more ink. Running low. Okay, I'm pretty sure this deer was under. The circle might have been under, but I'll not push this down real quick. I'll keep that top up for a second. So let me see, because I think I had that circle underneath, didn't I? Hold on. I forgot. I'm pretty sure this was under, so we're going to put it under because I don't want to cover up the deer. This is why I take pictures of things once I figure them out. I line them up, I take a picture of them, I print the picture out on draft so I don't waste ink, and then I set it in front of me during the live. And if I don't do that, then I forget how things go. And then I get frustrated. Right, we'll go with that. All right, so this, we got apple barrel. I don't know where these things were going. There was something else. This, shoot, I don't forgot. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I think if I put this stamp maybe there. I'm going to do a tab, so I don't want too high. And this, something like that maybe. It needs something else. I could do another acorn. I got a tiny one. A little acorn maybe. re-wet my inky thing. I haven't done it the whole thing. Usually it lasts a while, but I was pushing it. Okay. I think this goes, yeah, I don't think it touches anything, so. Time is it? All right. So I think about, we're good there. I can get away with not inking that one. So I actually cut these out so that it made notches. I can show you how I did that so it looks more like a stamp. Remind me in a second. I'll try to show you because you might not know. Honestly, it took me playing with it to figure it out myself. These I just use the hole punch. I just use the hole punch to get the little holes on the ends there to look like a ticket or whatever it is. Put that there. And then these, the stamp ones, do I have any? Yeah. So these, what I did to get that notchy look is I took my pinking shears. Okay, I took my pinking shears and just so that the tips just hit inside, not the whole triangle shape, and then I took regular scissors and chopped off just the points. Sorry, I wasn't on camera. Chopped off just the points, and then you get that little edge like a stamp. That's how I did this. Just so you know. Alright, let's see if we can ink this little teeny tiny acorn. Stick it somewhere on here. I might need more. It needs something else. It needs one more thing. What do we got? Anything? See, that's the same stamp. We can't use that again. And I don't think any of those are small. We got a big old acorn. We got the Mr. Owl, which I think I'm going to put on the leaves. Yeah, he takes up too much room there. I didn't cut any smaller owls, I guess. Got these mushrooms. Let's cut out a mushroom. I think once I cut it out, I can make it work. Making a mess, but end up little pieces everywhere. Who knows what I just blew away? Any white edges off of there. I'm going to stick this up here. I think like maybe I'm going to cut this corner, so I don't want to go too far. Yes. Do I care if I cover the ticket? I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? We're just going to cover it a little bit. I feel like I needed more little teeny tiny things. I might have snippets floating around here somewhere. Possibly. But that's probably enough, I guess. I feel like it needs something there. Let me see. What do I got? I know I have some snippets. I just gotta see if they're in this pile. Yes. Alright, what do we got? Something in here? Some Tim Holtz numbers. I don't really have a good place to pour them. just something smaller. See if there are any darker colors, but probably not. 5 o'clock, 316. What about this one? That could work. We just need to fill in that spot a little bit. It's a little plain right there. We'll just throw this there. If I can hold on to it. Oh my goodness. I can't hold on to it at all. All right, something like this. I'm going to keep finding blank spots and be like, just layer and layer and layer until there's nothing left. Because, you know, that's what happens. What's this one? Scissors. It's like you fill up one gap and then you find another gap and then you're like, ah, now it looks like it still needs something. All right, is that the right direction? Kind of, sort of. Just gonna put that there. Okay. So I think I'm gonna cut the corners. I wasn't gonna, but I think I will. So let me get some of this out of the way. And I've got a little corner edgier thingy floating around here somewhere. This should be fine. What's this one look like? Yeah, that's good. Let's use that one. And flip it over. This is just made with a little fake credit card that you get in the mail. I just covered it with paper and then put different size corners on it. Let's make sure I can get this side. I think I can. Yeah. And you just line it up to each of the sides of the page. And you get perfect little corners. And you don't have to worry about trying to save that little piece and flip it over. There. All right, so now we just need something on the ends of them so that we can get them in and out of the pockets easy. I'll do the others off camera, guys. I'm not going to get to them, but let me find something. I probably have some fake tabs of some sort. What is this one? Oh, these are the closures. Oh, we still got to get to the closure. Okay. We had to save that. I might end up going over. I'm trying to find my tabs. I have like whale tails and even if I just find a little piece of fabric or something. What are these? These are little pieces I've cut off. Kind of stiff. Not preferred. All right, let's see if I can find the whale tail thing. All right, faux whale tails. What colors are in here? Oh my gosh, I grabbed my mic, sorry. I don't know what colors are in here. Oh, these are tiny. Oh, there's other things in here. This is not what it says. I don't have any that look right. That one does. That one's feasible. But this one, do I have anything here? No, this is not all my faux whale tails. I don't know where they are. But that's not them. Well, we'll put this one on here because it'll work. Kind of sort of get it in the middle. I call them faux whale tails because they just kind of look like them, but they're not. Here, we're just going to cut one out of this. So I really need a thinner piece, but this will work. I'm trying to find my circle punch that I want. Which one is it? I think it's the 1.5 or 2. Is it the 2? I feel like the 2's too big. Yeah, 2's too big. All right, it was definitely the 1.5 then. So you cut a circle. You fold your circle in half. Okay. And then let me think. Yeah, cut off the end. I think I'm doing it right. It's a little thicker than I typically try to do, but let's see if we can get it to work. All right, so then you got what's kind of like a little whale tail. Kind of, sort of. Not really, but kind of, sort of. You could also just fold a flat piece of paper over too. It would be fine. But, you know, sometimes it's fun to be a little fancier. All right, hold that down. I'm kind of sort of straight. All right, now I want to get one of these completely done. So we've got that. We've got our little pocket thingies. Hopefully I've got them all glued well so that they will go in and out perfectly. All right, so that's going to go in there. That's going to go in there. Okay. And then we got the owl we could put on here. I will decorate this better, but do you think it shows up enough? I think it shows up enough. I'm trying to see what else I have, if I have anything that I could stick on there. That's too much. No. Debating if I just want to put like just one in the corner, just so there's something. I'll try to do the others better, guys. I feel like I'm skimping on this one because I ran out of time again. Getting this little, I'm cutting it off to the side because I don't want the pieces everywhere. It's messy, especially that when you cut the tips off. And you got teeny little pieces flying everywhere. I'm just going to put this down here. It's something. I might put a word or something. That might be fast. I still got to put the closure and I have 10 minutes. And all my alarms are going to start going off. So we'll put this here. We're going to put that owl in there just because I like them. Looks like he's hiding in the branches of the leaves. All right. Okay, so there's that. We've got tag, and then we need a closure. You don't have to have a closure, honestly. It'd probably stay closed just fine, or you could use a paper clip. but I'm going to make a closure. So all I did is I took a piece of material, of paper. This is actually from Seven Plaza's little printout that she did last year. Field Notes, I think she called it. It's a little piece from one of the pages. I don't know. And I folded it in half. It's just normal copy paper. Folded it in half. Glued it. Okay, so it's a little bit thicker. I did a better job on this one. And then fold that in half. We'll do it on the 44. Fold that in half. And then I just rounded the edge. Okay? To give me a little piece like that. All right, I gotta lift that out. It's digging my throat. Yeah, I know. Gotcha. So here's what we're doing. We're just going to use one of these as a little tab, whichever one looks best. I have several here. See if the colors are about the same. Some of these are a little more orangey than others, I think. I kind of like that one. So I thought about doing the circle tie things, but it's a little more bulky. So I've got these little Velcro thingies. I think I got them from Dollar Tree. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I glued this one. But I think I got them from Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh, open. I can tell you're not glued. Okay. But they're just Velcro, normal sticky Velcro with a sticky back. And we're going to put that on like that. So the back side's just going to get glued. Make sure I'm the right way. Okay. So the back side, I'm just going to put some glue because it doesn't need Velcroed. Glue that down. Try to find approximately the middle there. Make sure it's somewhat straight. Okay, and then for this, I've got these little Velcro pieces. I'm just going to try to get one off at the same time. They don't ever come apart, guys. I don't know what is up with that, but they're always stuck together. All right, so you get your little circle and your little hard piece in there. Can't tell which is which. Doesn't really matter. They're very sticky, so you probably don't need any other glue. I'll try to just make sure it's sticking. They're pretty sticky. If I have an issue and it starts coming off, I'll put more glue, but they're pretty sticky. So then you just stick them both down at the same time. That way you know it's in the right place. And then it should come apart, assuming the glue stuck. All right. So then we get our little Velcro closure. Okay. Ideally give it a little more time to dry, but just like that. And then it opens like that. And you get your little pocket taggies. And you got a cute little, I don't know, pocket folder, we'll call it. It's kind of like a little pocket folder. I'm going to do all of these. I'll put this one in here. So this one's going to be this and this. Okay. And then I'll decorate these two for tags in some sort of a cute way. So that's what that one's going to be. I'll show them to you next time. So I don't have time to do them all on camera. Where'd the other one go? There it is. And this one I got to figure out what I'm going to put in here. I might just end up putting like one of these. Maybe the mushrooms, or I might back these for the tags. That might be cute. These deer. They're real cute on that orange, I think. So I might do that. I'm not sure about the mushrooms. Let me see. I've got a squirrel. I got a different owl. I gotta do the 2 owls. So maybe something like that, and put those together for you. So, and then I'll put a closure on there. But I will show you them next live. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Next one is Stencil Sunday. Well, I might show them to you Stencil Sunday, because I'm going to do a cute one on Stencil Sunday too, guys, using transfers and stuff. It's another type of foldy pocket thingy. But this is the other one. And then I did just these 2 started. So you get the idea. You get the idea, and that's what's important, right? So that's what they'll look like. I'm going to take this off for a second. All right, so that is our live. I'm sure I've killed my glue here. I didn't put my pen back in it. Oops. Because it is like 2 minutes to 11. I can't hit the hole. Okay, there. All right, so that's it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. It's just something I kind of just made up really on totally out of my head. So I like it. I think it's cute. If you didn't want to do tags in it, you could totally put journaling paper in here, and maybe a couple of pieces on each side, and have a little journaling spot, because there's plenty of room in there. And it's not super bulky. That's not crazy bulky. That's pretty thin. And then they're going to go in the pockets that we made. So I'll kind of sort of show you. So I'm just going to pick whichever one looks best for the pocket. But they're going to go in like that. And then we might have a word or something up here. I don't know. There'll probably be more decoration. And then we'll get the other pocket, which maybe this one. Maybe this one. And then I'll have to decide if I want to do the long pocket. I think I do, but I'm not sure how it would fit. Let's see. So we got the long pocket. That could possibly be this one. Like that. Okay? So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry I didn't get more finished. Let me zoom back out because I'm really close. And I will see you guys on Sunday at 4 o'clock, and we're going to do a fun project for Sunday for the journal. All right, guys, y'all take care. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.